I mean, I understand
Yeah.
you're supposed to have confidence in your game,
Yeah.
but the way he said it, it was like very non-believable. He's the best player in the game. I'm like to say that you're the best player in the game, you're supposed to say that with your chest out. You say it with your chest, you know. He just sat back and said it, and like it's like you believe in your own, you're trying to believe your own hype. Like, you know, a couple years ago when he was playing in Cleveland against Boston, he's like, no LeBron James team will ever lose a game 7. And they lost that game 7. So it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, hey. JB, I let you go.
I mean, I don't have a problem with him saying it. I think him not being that believable had to do with fatigue. I don't know, what is he supposed to say in that situation? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we're in a bunch of trouble. I'm not getting any support from Delhi and J.R. Smith and Amon Shumpert. I think the series is over. I don't even think I'm going to show up on Tuesday.
Exactly. It's like, folks, I'm playing with the New York Knicks. I was like...
I mean, Tristan Thompson and Timothy Mozgov have been my second best players in these games where I've lost or whatever. Like, I have no confidence going forward. Actually, I think I'm going to opt out when the series is over with unless they part. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And I'd have been like, you know what, at least give me Mark Price or World B Free. But anyway, I mean, to me, I really didn't have a problem with it per se. I mean, it's one of those things where, and maybe he has to have that type of motivation going forward. I mean, I understand, like, in your case, I understand what you're saying. Well, hey, man, sometimes you got to have that type of momentum.
I was like, when Jordan would say things like that, like Jordan went out there and backed it up. Like,
and what's up with that Happy Days? I'm sorry, I know we roasting LeBron James. What's up with that Happy Days Cleveland Cavaliers jacket? Just be like, dang, like, was he going to the Sadie Hopkins dance or something?
What was up with Tristan Thompson's hat? He was like, he's about to go fishing.
Actually, so funny. It's like it's funny because I thought it was LeBron James at first because like they started to become like little twins.
Yeah.
Like, you know what happened when you together with somebody?
Yeah.
You always look alike.
but I think like with this series,
Yeah.
it just goes to show that the team that they built for LeBron is not going to work. You just can't have that. I mean, I understand the injuries are unforeseen, but the way they put together his supporting cast, like, you should at least try in some capacity. Like, what if LeBron goes down? Then this game, every game is lost by 50 points because there's nobody else who can step up and take over a game.
True.
So, like,
I mean, and even in most cases, if anything happened, when you think about it, in most cases, in most scenarios, for a player of that type of magnitude, if something happens, the sky can fall.
yeah, I mean, it's just like, you look at your second best scoring option is a spot-up shooter. J.R. Smith is a spot-up shooter.
Yeah.
They have no one. You can't even give LeBron a break in the game.
Yeah.
He sits down for 2 minutes, the last, 30 seconds in the second quarter. It's just for the TV timeouts and whatnot. And then there's nothing else for them. I mean, yeah, they're probably going to save face, and it's probably going to be a game 7, you know, just for the ratings anyway.
But what we do, we'll talk about that in the later portion here on Couch Coach Live. So, you know, any other final words before we go to the next topic, fellas? No more LeBron hate. No,
I'm just it's cooking.
I think what happened was that little Happy Days quote. I channeled my inner LA. It was like, you know what? Let's join the bandwagon.
There's more hate to go around.
But you know what? And it's so funny. Okay, and watch he opts out and play for the Knicks in 2 years, or go to Philly. Him and Nerlens Noel and Joel Embiid.
Then I have to take my talents elsewhere.
What? Hey, shoot. I don't know about you, but if he would have went to Chicago, I'd be satisfied. I want to win a championship. I don't care about anything else. It's about winning a ring at this stage. Because it's championships.
So you're in win now mode, huh?
Huh?
You're in win now mode?
Got to. That's in life. That's in life. Shoot, I want to live through it. I want to celebrate a championship as an adult. For real, man. You know my football team. It's gonna be a while. Hopefully, I have some kids that can inherit a championship. But I mean, hey, man, hey, I'm just being real.
Hey.
Gotta be real with yourself. You know, you at a certain age where you know what, this championship ride may not come in my lifetime. Huh?
Think I don't know about
Oh,
that?
you know that. At least I was like 7 or 8 years old when that happened.
All right. Next topic.
Yeah. Exactly. Get a piece of burger from Burger King.
You you see that guy? He was arrested for wearing a Philadelphia Eagle hat. They put him in
Yeah,
jail.
it had to. Yeah, man. Roger Goodell suspended him. It was like, but yeah. So as we talked last week, we talked about Hope Solo as well. So now her husband came to defense. One of the stars of the 2005 Seattle Seahawks. So why you laughing? Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Let me just go through. Let me go. Let me go through the segue. The former NFL tight end, which is actually a husband of Hope Solo, said, and I quote, that it's a witch hunt. You can put that in the paper. Pretty much, Stevens said that in reference to the ongoing saga that has kept Solo in the spotlight and overshadowing the team's 1-0-1 start in the tournament. End quote. So it's a fair or foul for him to come in defense of his wife.
I mean,
And fellas don't get in trouble.
I mean, that's fair. It's her wife. He's gonna defend her. So
Yeah.
you know, you don't want any more negative attention on her that's already gonna be there. She, at the end of the day, she's still an athlete and tries to prepare for a game. So
Yeah.
that's something to take the attention away from her. So
I'm gonna say foul. I know it's his wife. I know he has to defend her, and he's doing what pretty much any husband would do. But like, the reason why it's such a big issue is because she's had her domestic violence disputes in the past. This is a recurring trend. It happens over and over and over again. And I mean, let's not forget that what happened before they got married.
Yeah.
She fought him. She fought her husband or whatever. Maybe he's just doing this so she won't punch him anymore or something like that. Maybe that's what's going on. But I don't know. Like, yeah, Jeremy Stevens, he just came out to make himself relevant again.
I mean, I understand, and you know what? I know one day I'm gonna have the ability to be fortunate enough to have a wife, and I'm gonna take LA stands with it. I gotta find my wife because I need to sleep in a bed. I don't want to sleep on no couch.
yeah, what they say, happy wife, happy life. So
Heck yeah.
That's why you have to have like a 3-bedroom house,
Shoot.
multiple beds in the house. You don't have to worry about it.
And that's negotiable.
Yeah.
Shoot, I just gonna bring myself. I bring myself in a decent and adequate credit score, and just, you take care of everything else. Baby, you right.
Yeah.
Give her favorite candy bar. Baby, you right.
This is because she's entitled to half.
Yeah.
But he has half, even though
Yeah.
his half is running out.
His half is ran over and spilled, and ain't no half for him.
Yeah,
Like
so-
what Fly say? Ain't no half better. What is his contribution? A chicken nugget. But yeah, I you know what I'm saying. Part of me go. I feel what you're saying, Jimmy, because like in a sense it's wrong, it's morally wrong. But for him, like
I mean, he has to defend her. I
he
mean,
has
he's
to
his
defend
husband.
her.
I mean,
He
it's
has
just
he has to defend her. And like you said, it might just be a situation where he might just be scared as heck.
Or you also got it might be a PR issue. Her publicist, look, this is what you need to say. Shut
Yeah.
up, say this, and keep it moving. So.
Yeah, and for him to have an appearance on Couch Coach Live 10 years after
Yeah.
the Super Bowl glory, it's amazing.
Yeah, so
It's
his job well done. He's made himself relevant.
yeah, he's made himself relevant. He is definitely he's has a nice written article here on USA Today. So hey, to each his own. Shout out to Martin Rogers and Lakin Lillum of the USA Today Sports for that great article. So what we're gonna do, fellas, we'll take a brief time out. We'll come back at the top of the hour. We'll get you guys sponsors of the Trending Topic Tuesday topic, as well as give you a little bit of what's going on in the world of sports. This is Couch Coach Live. We'll be right back.
That's what you
Yeah.
did. You did steroids.
Yeah.
And then my honorable mention would be Jerry Jones. Tony Romo's going to lead us to a Super Bowl.
Oh.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Double
Ouch, Charlie.
Yeah.
Ouch. That hurt, Charlie.
Okay, when I'm thinking Lance Armstrong,
Oh, yeah.
Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong.
freaking liar, Lance Armstrong.
Oh, my God.
Just
Yeah.
everything that he stood for just went into flames. Just
Yeah.
Floyd Landis.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. That's even worse. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And also, honorable mention, Marion Jones.
Marion
Yeah.
Jones.
Marion
yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You forget about all this stuff. Like,
I know it's funny now. I'm thinking I'm thinking of crazy lies. Now I'm thinking I think the biggest one for me was like Bobby Petrino.
when he said he was going to stay and he left.
Yeah. And D'Angelo Hall was so funny, like D'Angelo Hall probably still mad about it.
Yeah.
That and then honorable mention, I gotta say Roy Williams. Right before this is when in 2003 was with Kansas. This is right after they lost to Syracuse, and they asked him, "What about Carolina?" I don't give a blank about Carolina.
Yeah.
And then like 2 days later, he's in Chapel Hill. I thought that was really funny, but I kind of knew that was gonna happen. So you know,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was bound to happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's just common sports. They do that. They go where the money goes.
Yeah.
Oh no
Forget
question.
about legacy of a program.
Yeah, there's no such thing as that. Okay, so we can go into our reserves, which he pretty much now is. This is stories that you don't occasionally see on the front page of the paper. First off, Barry Sanders signs a urinal and it sells for $3,000. So Mike Cozen sold he actually purchased a urinal at a Silver Dome auction years ago for I think like $22 or $23. So Barry Sanders was in town one day, you know, at a local Detroit mall. You know, I didn't even know Detroit still had malls. I mean, shout out to my folks down in Detroit, but I mean that's just a nice little sneak this. But anyway, so Barry Sanders came and signed the guy's urinal from the Silver Dome. Yeah, what? So he actually sold it on eBay for a cool $3,000.
So where do you store this urinal at? Like,
I mean, call me crazy. I mean, if you have a man cave,
yeah.
I mean, like that's the only thing I can think of is if.
But
I
like,
don't-
where do you have this at so you can just get Barry Sanders to sign it?
Well, I mean, he must have a man cave. I mean, he took it into a mall, which is just like, I mean, you got it, which is extremely bizarre because you think to yourself, just imagine you go into a mall and bringing a urinal for somebody to sign. I mean, that's just like me crazy. That's like me going to training camp this year and being like, hey, Deshaun Jackson, can you sign the urinal from FedEx Field or just a personal urinal that I had?
Good luck with that one.
I mean, I'm saying. But anyway. What I'm just saying, when you think
I
about it, what's this that mean?
It's crazy.
It is, man.
Because you know, just the perception that Barry portrayed, like he's a very quiet, humble to himself kind of person. So you know, to get him to sign a urinal, like,
I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, like they were saying, like you know, he kind of commended the guy for bringing it, you know, in the sense because like you know that's not that bad of a you know. He was like, yo, I mean, that takes a lot of guts to bring a urinal to a mall.
yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. So the mall probably only had 15 people in it. So it's Detroit.
It's Detroit, yeah, it's Detroit. Where you know.
I want to see him do that at White Oak.
Oh gosh, if we go there, actually that's a weapon. I mean, that might be a good idea. Maybe I'll snatch a urinal and somewhere. Be like, yeah,
Watch out,
So
please.
you want to find out what Fairfield Mall?
I know. We need to have an auction there. Like, get somebody to sign it. I wonder how much I would get on the black market if I get a urinal from there before they demolish it and you want to and let RG3 sign it at training camp.
Say, hey,
Oh, okay. So we do that, right? Okay, $2,000 over or under.
for RG3?
Sign urinal.
I
Sign
mean,
your
it's a commemorative of where his career is going. So
Oh, shots are fired.
So I mean, probably with Redskin fans, somebody would pay over.
I think so. I think it'd be over. What you think?
Yeah, probably over. Somebody will pay him. Yeah, hell, Daniel Snyder might pay for it.
No,
He's
too-
RG3's
yeah.
biggest fan.
Yeah, he's too busy trying to close down the kids museum with his child.
Yeah.
He's trying to shut down the children's museum in the middle of August. Crazy, but that's him over there. Oh boy, Lance Stevenson. Lance will make up dance. Born ready. He's going to LA. Shout out to him. He actually was it's in principle a trade with the Charlotte Hornets and the LA Clippers that'll send the Mercurial guard in exchange for Spencer Hawes and Matt Barnes.
Wow. I mean, I think it's a good move.
Yeah.
It's just how is Lance going to adapt playing in a big city? Because you saw you had him in a what's the word I'm looking for? Like not a major market in Indiana. Then you kind of give a little bit of limelight in Charlotte, and he didn't have the same antics that he did, but they were trying to trade him all of last season.
After they signed him too,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
a
which-
month
yeah.
into the season, they were trying to untrade him. Yeah.
I mean, so to go to a veteran-led team probably is going to work for him because it's similar to how Indiana was built, and you have a strong coach in Doc Rivers who can probably get him to work. I mean, but if you can't play for Michael Jordan, something. Yeah.
I wouldn't. I mean,
Well, I think one of the issues in Charlotte is that, like, in Indiana, he was the primary ball handler. Last year, he wasn't. It was Kemba Walker, whatever. And I don't think he's one of those people. He plays very well off the ball. He's not really an elite shooter. So I think LA will be a good situation for him. He'll probably be coming off the bench. And I think he can do something with their bench because LA's bench was horrible. It's been horrible the past few years. So him having the ball, him and other stuff. The other thing I like about the trade, too, is Matt Barnes is probably going to get bought out. Wouldn't be surprised if Matt Barnes gets bought out and then he signs back with the Clippers again also.
yeah.
But I still don't think it solves the Clippers. Clippers have serious problems at the 3 position. They don't have a small forward.
Yeah, they don't have any perimeter players outside. There's nothing. So
Yeah. And then the whole big city element, I kind of, in a sense, and I think he's in a sense used to it just due to the fact of him being like pretty much one of the top high school guards in the state of New York. So I think the whole big city pressure thing is kind of.
I'm not saying the pressure for a big city. It's his maturity.
It's maturity, and I understand his maturity.
Because I put him in the same light as far as J.R. Smith. Like you had J.R. Smith in the New York limelight, and he's going out to clubs. Drinking champagne the night before a conference finals game. Stuff like that. Now you got him in LA. Like that's a big jump for him. So
everything.
Is he mature enough to handle that?
And then you think, I understand that standpoint as well. But then it's almost like, what is he even falling in the depth chart when you think about it? It's almost less like. I'm just imagining the clash between him and what's his face? What's
Austin?
Him and Austin Rebels, which I'm like.
I think, my personal opinion, you start Lance Stevenson, just because if you come off the bench, you got Austin Rivers and Jamal Crawford. Mm-hmm. So adding that third ball handler off the bench kind of doesn't sit good. You gotta have him start because he can play off of Chris Paul a lot better than he can playing with Crawford and Rivers. So
I don't start him though because he's not a good shooter. Like, and that's the thing. JJ Redick, you can say whatever you want to.
JJ Redick's a free agent, isn't he?
I'm not sure. He might be, but I can't see. JJ Redick's an elite shooter. Like I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But he doesn't play well with a person dominating the ball. Chris Paul dominates the ball. That's why I would bring him off the bench. It's gonna be interesting to see what Doc does though.
Because you can't start Austin Rivers just off of the father-son bias. I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it either. Yeah,
he's not a starter. Yeah. He's a off the bench player.
Yeah.
So.
I think he's not. Yeah, I think that's pretty much.
I would have Lance at point guard and him at 2 guard. But see, that's the other thing. So Jamal Crawford is a ball down. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you're right. Either JJ Redick or Jamal Crawford are free agents.
One of
them is.
So one's going to be gone.
Yeah,
probably for sure.
Because Lance Stevenson going to make a lot of money this year.
Yeah, I think at what
3 years, $25 million, something like that.
Yes, I think he get like 9 next year.
9 or 10 this year.
9.6, matter of fact,
Yeah,
9.6. He's on the hook for 9.6 next season. Yeah, and I mean, the whole Michael Jordan thing. Even when you were saying with that, like, I can't really even take him serious.
He's not a good evaluator of talent. He's a great player.
Great player.
He's not great. He's a awful GM.
But like Charles Barkley said, like Michael Jordan has too many yes men around him. He has no one that's gonna tell him no.
Yeah.
Because Kwame
Brown. But and it's funny because even Michael was still mad at Charles for the statements that he said, and it's like you're getting mad at somebody who's really telling you the truth versus being right now. No, even throughout the years, you can tell his coaching hires, like Sam Vincent, which he's one of his former teammates from Chicago from the back in the day. Yeah, you want to check me on my Bulls stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
but
the worst trade though was him trading Richard Hamilton for Jerry Stackhouse.
Yeah.
He and Jerry Stackhouse never coexisted, and Richard Hamilton went to Detroit and became a star.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And you got to look at everything else. Drafting Adam Morrison and
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. I forgot about Adam Morrison. Man.
Yeah.
Adam Morrison.
Wow. He's at Gonzaga. He's at like an assistant coach at Gonzaga. I seen him on the sideline.
He's not crying anymore.
Nah, man.
It's just like so many things. Like, Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of our era. I mean, it's just bad that he can't write a team like that.
Well, like Red Auerbach said it best. He said, like, with those type of guys, they're not patient. That's why when you see guys who are, like, you look at, like, the Rick Carlisles and those type of guys who are successful in this league who are, 14th, 15th in the depth chart on the bench, they're more patient because they see the game in a different light. Jordan, in a sense, like he said, Jordan looks at a game as if, like, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
This is like if I get him mad at you because and this is a good point because with him, he used to be upset with a lot of guys not being able to palm the basketball.
Yeah.
And they lack the fundamental skills. And at that point, he has them type of gifts, so he can't, in his mind, he can't comprehend the fact that you're lacking in a skill set that he's proficient in.
Yeah, because you
look at
a lot of his draft picks, like Kid Gilchrist, like he's
McMill.
He's one of those athletes. He can't score.
Yeah,
he's got a nice motor, great defense. But he can't score.
He's not a scoring option.
You got that Biombo who yet to make an impact.
That's like Biombo.
Then like the moves he's done when he had Raymond Felton, and then you turn around and draft DJ Augustine.
Yeah,
like the year when he drafted Adam Morrison, Brandon Roy was sitting there, and everybody in their camp said, "Draft Brandon Roy."
Brandon Roy and Rudy Gay were there.
And there's a lot of guys who I think even recently, I remember at one time, and this may be just like when he got Cody Zeller.
Yeah.
I was like, at that time, I would have got a guy like Ben McLemore because it made sense at that particular time having a shooting guard.
He drafts a lot of people that are like projects that are not polished in their game, and because he could have drafted Damian Lillard. And my thing is, and my thing with him is almost like it doesn't seem like he has a plan in place. Yeah.
Like, because like these moves that we're talking, in your mind, conceivably, it makes sense to get a guy. Like I said, like I remember saying you should get a guy like a Ben McLemore, a shooting guard, because you need to have a scoring option at that particular time and with him being there, it can having that Michael Jordan shadow over him daily can help him mature into a good player.
Because like, and you look at the team, like the Al Jefferson, I thought it was a great pickup.
That shocked me.
And
that shocked me.
You got Kemba Walker, so you got your 1-2 punch. It's the pieces in the middle that just don't fit.
And that's what it is. It's almost like trying to, put a triangle in a square peg.
Yeah.
Well, Al Jefferson, that was like a nice move, but like even then, like, Al Jefferson isn't what you would consider a great defender, and I think in today's NBA, your center has to be a decent rim protector. He has to be a decent rim protector. So I don't think he has a plan in place. And you think you're making a good point. I think with great players, sometimes they're not very patient. It's like, I'm going to draft this guy because I think he might be able to do this. No, you have to. A lot of teams that are in the lottery consistently, they draft on potential. You have to draft a sure thing to get yourself out of the lottery to attract free agents. And
all this is just a repeated cycle because you're going to be right back where you started.
They're never going to be higher than a 7th or 8th seed in the East. And
exactly.
Always get bumped up. And
then even with that,
when you're in that, it's horrible. It's like in the NFL, they say the worst record to have in the NFL is 8-8. Yeah. You're not good enough to make the playoffs, and you're not bad enough where you can get a game changer. And in the NBA, that 40-win mark is horrible too, because you're not going to get a good player in the first round, and you're going to be probably a 7th seed, and you're going to get mercilessly put out in the first round of playoffs every year. So
you really set yourself up for the 8-8.
Yeah.
But hey, it's happy times in Dallas now, so
well,
you know.
That's what I was saying.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And it's funny not saying it's laughing because he's right. Like it's like the most. It's true. Like the 8-8 is like you're in such a bad predicament, and even
you're not horrible, but you're not good. You're mediocre.
And then you're gonna. It's almost like you'll be stuck there unless you make some moves. And
try finishing 10-6 and still don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, that sucks.
Or being 4-12, 3-13, 3-13, and when you went from winning the division 1 year, then being 3-13.
It happens.
It's one of the most deflating feelings of all time. No pun, no Tom Brady. It's a very deflating feeling.
We're talking about him again.
Well, no, we're just talking about just the deflating aspect of it. But anyway, and even back to piggyback with that. Because even look what they did. They got Cody Zeller, then they got his teammate Noah Vonleh, which I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I think
keep doing that.
College teammates, that only works in football because it's a bigger transition that you have to make. Like basketball is too much of an individual game. Like you have one individual that can take over. In football, you can try to take over, but you need pieces of the puzzle to fit in.
True. And that's one of those things where it's just like, okay, like why? Why even put yourself in that predicament? Because almost like, and the thing about I can understand if they were talented guys and you can get rid of them, but no one wants them. It's like trading a bag of bones.
Yeah, he picks up a lot of trash that no one else wants. Like
exactly.
You bring Marvin Williams back. You got Gerald Henderson. It's like, what are you doing?
What are you trying to relive the Tobacco Road? All Tobacco Road team of like 2000.
He just needs to bring in Julius Hodge.
That'll be next. I mean, he'll take care of the research triangle in that regard.
I mean, it is bad, and someone needs to step in. Hey, if the league can block a trade, somebody needs to come and say, "Look, Mike, you're picking in the lottery too much. We need to do something."
Well, only David Stern would have done that. Now we got a great commissioner. And it's funny because he kind of, and I like him so much because like he treats me like an adult. Like I mean, because he's a very smart guy, but it's like he's not the type of person that you understand. Like he'd be the type. How most people you'd be like, oh yeah, you can tell he's the smartest person in the room because he acts like it.
Yeah.
Adam Silver he's a smart guy, but he also wants your input, and he kind of breaks it down to a point where it's like, okay, I understand where you come from. With David Stern was just like, you know what?
David Stern was like a dictator.
He was a dictator. He was like, you know what? I'm the smartest guy in the room. I don't care what you say or what you do or what you suggest. It's my rules.
Yeah, it's like you look at the dress code. Like there was no vote on that, and that's why the Players Association was very mad about that. Like I understand, you're millionaires, you want everybody to dress accordingly, but you're an athlete at the same time. You need to be comfortable. You're getting ready for a game.
Yeah, exactly. Let your boy AI wear Milwaukee Bucks jersey and chain.
And it was also kind of culturally insensitive too, because in Europe they don't. Yeah. If you look at Europeans or whatever, they're more casual. Yeah. Like the players, they don't dress like with baggy clothes, but like they'll wear like a nice shirt and a pair of jeans. Or whatever. So I just thought the dress code was just like his way of being like, oh. We must do this, and the reason why we must do this is because I said so. Yeah. And if you don't listen to me, I'm gonna fine you or whatever. And if you go against me, I'm gonna fine you too. Whatever.
Like how there's a dress code. If you don't even play, you have to be in a dress code. You have to have on a jacket in order to sit on the sideline. Yeah. Like, and I'm like,
what sense does that make?
What does it make? Like, even if you're coming to the home team, why can't I wear my team apparel? Let me wear a Nike sweatsuit. Let me come to the game.
But you want to know why? To be honest, you know the core reason why they did that. Yeah. They want to appease the advertisers, and they don't want to come across. Because I call it the Allen Iverson rule.
I mean, it was
Honestly, it was the Allen Iverson rule. Because they didn't want nobody coming there with him, with a white T-shirt and
also,
you know.
You want players, and this goes for all sports. You want players to adhere to your rules to make you money, but you don't let them make their own money. Like with the Colin Kaepernick situation with the Beats by Drake.
Yeah,
he can't wear those because
what is it?
They're
Bose is
yeah.
the new and that's funny because we talked about that on a previous show, and it's just amazing how I was like. If you're gonna do that, well, if you have that type of control over me, guess what? You need to give me an endorsement deal where I can capitalize on this deal.
Like when Richard Sherman had that comment about Marshawn Lynch, they said that he was gonna get fined more, for him wearing his beast mode apparel. This is stuff that brings him money, but yet you're gonna fine him more than what he's gonna make off of his own endorsement. So why do that?
It's like an oxymoron.
Yeah.
And that's that's one of the things where it's like branding is. It makes no sense. Like, and even with the NBA guys, it's just like, and then what they're addressing is just like, it's a little scary. It's a little weird.
It is.
I mean, shout out to our guy Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Oh my gosh. And I think it's just funny, like, and now just the whole how they dress at the press conference, and I think it's kind of interesting just to see what people wear. And you're like, wow, people dress like this. It's like, hey, if you got money like that, I probably do the same thing. I just wouldn't be doing no Dwayne Wade wearing no
women's pants.
No women's pants and what was it? The little pink, the pink shirt and the white. Yeah, no. I'm not going to. This ain't Easter. This ain't Easter Sunday in the church.
I'm not that metrosexual. Okay.
No. And I'm a little too big to be doing some moves like that. Yeah. I'm just gonna look like a big Easter basket. Can't do it. Not gonna be able to do it. So, topic what we want to discuss: Adrian Peterson, the 30-year-old running back who's on the precipice of a return to the National Football League. What is 8,000 yards short?
8,800 yards.
8,800 yards short of Emmitt Smith record. So, fellas, is this possible?
I think it is. Just because he kind of set that bar for himself that he's going to do it. Like, when he tore his ACL in week 16,
Against the Redskins.
And he came back and said, that wasn't going to deflate his career. He came back and rushed for 2,000 yards. So I kind of...
He's come back from 2 ACL tears, too.
Yeah, and then remember my girlfriend was like, he was 7 yards short. He was so devastated in a sense. Pam Oliver, if you didn't catch what I just said earlier.
The horse.
Hey.
The way I think he can get those yards, so that's what 5 or 6 more seasons at a high level.
Yeah.
They have to change their philosophy. They can't lean on him to run the ball 30 times a game for him to do that. This is where Bridgewater, if he's going to be their quarterback, he has to be able to take care of the football, play within the game. Don't try to... He's not going to be Peyton Manning. Don't expect him to be Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Just manage the game, play the game 10 yards at a time. So, I mean, like I said, if any running back can do it, I think he can, because like with the league, they just give up quickly on 30-year-old running backs. Like, that wasn't the norm before. Like, Emmitt Smith played, he was 36, 35, 36, something like that. So, it can be done. You just have to protect your players. So,
yeah. I just think that like him being 8,800 yards short, I think it's gonna be hard. I mean, if he plays another like 5-6 years, he would have to get 1,400. If he plays another 6 years, he's gonna need about 1,500 yards each year or whatever. Which I mean is possible, but I mean like, is he gonna be able to do it? And also, we don't know if he's gonna be able to stay healthy or whatever. So like, it's gonna be hard. If anybody can do it, Adrian Peterson can do it. He's a freak of nature. I don't want to say, because every time you want to discount him, he proves you wrong. So it's going to be hard. Is it possible? Yes. Realistic? Probably not.
But I mean, who knows? Because if he would have ended up falling to Dallas, it's a good shot, because he'd be getting 1,500 yards out the rip in that lane.
No.
Before first contact.
Yeah, shoot.
If you get Adrian Peterson, how you gonna pay Dez?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, this is a hypothetical joke. This never happened. But I mean, if he would have been in Dallas, like it would be more believable just due to the offensive line and just, if.
But then that's the domino effect because
Yeah.
that line isn't gonna play for pennies.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, while Adrian Peterson's still there in 4, 5, 6 years, they can have some of the pieces intact. But Adrian Peterson, I mean, like you said, I'm not gonna doubt him because every time I've doubted him, even college, collarbone. Yeah, he's gonna be okay. No.
Yeah.
Run, Adrian, run. Like the boy said at you remember that you was there when we was matter of fact I was with you. Remember when he I think he had 290 something yards against San Diego?
Yeah.
And then remember those guys like, go Adrian, go Adrian, go Adrian, go Adrian, go. It was so crazy.
That was the game when Antonio Cromartie had that crazy the field goal got missed and he returned it 109 yards.
That's when he had one. He had one kid. Happy Father's Day, Antonio Cromartie. From the
that was over 8 years ago.
Yeah. I remember it was so funny because the dude was like,
later.
It was just like, Adrian, run, run. It was too high.
I mean, so like you look at Adrian Peterson, like he overcame those fumbling issues. Like,
yeah. So
I think he can do it.
I think I mean, the sky's the limit for the young man out of Texas. So also, Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame has unveiled a brick with Lauryn Hill's name on it with the word hero underneath it. Lauryn Hill, who unfortunately passed away in April of terminal brain cancer, who starred at Lawrenceburg High School in Indiana and ended up going to Mount St. Joseph's University. And the brick will be displayed at the Hall of Fame's courtyard. So I think that's a nice tribute.
Yeah.
For them.
Nice gesture.
Nice gesture. And actually, I think the guy who actually paid for the brick is actually a former guard at the University of Indiana.
Yeah.
So
Man, it's like they did a lot of things nice for Lauryn Hill. I think she garnered more attention as an athlete than any other athlete of her age who suffered,
I mean, especially something of that magnitude.
Like with the Wheaties box I thought was like the nicest thing ever.
That was awesome. Yeah. That's like one of those almost like a bucket list type of scenario. And even like when we talked about the ESPN,
the SB,
like this, she should have been the one that won it.
Yeah.
What they call it, post. I forgot how to say it. Posthumously. Posthumously, yeah. But yeah. I mean, because when you especially in this type of situation where, like we said, this is the epitome of courage.
Yeah.
Especially especially with the person who bears that name. But and I wouldn't say I got personal slack from our comments that we said 3 weeks ago, which you actually can look at. Go on YouTube.com, check out that episode as well, or Mixcloud.com/CouchCoachLive, and you can definitely check that out and see what we had to say about it. So another college athlete doing some thugged out stuff. I guess you can put it that way. So Baylor forward Rico Gathers was arrested for allegedly stealing a cart filled of household items at a Waco Walmart. It's not funny. Okay, so according to Walmart employees, that the forward for the Baylor Bears, Sikkim Bears, loaded pillows, a tote bag, water dispenser, and a trash can into a shopping cart. All the items in that cart was worth approximately $171. So, Sikkim Bears.
Yeah. To me, that sounds like a dare that probably went bad. Something like
like he's in some type of some fraternity or something like that.
Something just doesn't sit right with that. It's just.
It's one of those things where it's just like
His coach dared him. He said, "If you do it, I give you more points."
or Sean Oakman probably got a hold of him and said,
"Oh my god, yeah. Probably did something. Give me that now." Okay.
Baylor's had,
like that's my grandma chain.
Baylor's had
like
a bunch of problems like the last 14, 15 years. You think of what happened when we were.
Yeah, about Carlton Dawson.
Yeah, Carl Dodson killing the player.
Patrick
Then you've had other stuff too.
But you also had one of the greatest quarterbacks. Hey, I'm
Don't do that.
gonna cross that line because guess what? I'm an habitual line stepper.
RG&E.
Yes, Robert Griffin III, who has a statue in his name, which I'm just like, dude, why? He's too young to have a statue. That scared me. When I heard that, I was like, oh no.
Like the man hadn't even retired from football. That's
Exactly.
those things you do when he retired.
That's scary. I was like, I told people, he's 25 years old.
Yeah.
He's 25 years old and he has a statue already. Like, did
That
he even
is-
graduate from college? Come to think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably got like 20 credit hours left. And he got a statue.
Rob Parker's probably not a fan of that statue either.
He said he's just not a brother. Shout out to Rob Parker still doing his thing in Detroit. Was it Channel 4 in Detroit? Yes, sir.
Bring
Rob
back
Parker.
ESPN.
Nah, he ain't. Nah, they ain't.
They fired him,
They
man.
fired him. He ain't no coming back.
When I saw that clip on First Stick, I was like, man, he's digging his own grave. And I was like,
I was
stop
like, he ain't
talking.
gonna come back
I was
unless
like, he's not coming back for this. He's not.
Yeah.
Marv Albert is the only one that I know who came back from stuff like that. So.
And I think unless
Michael Irvin bounced back pretty nice.
I mean, I was like the chances between him coming back is probably Warren Sapp coming back to NFL Network.
Yeah.
Like, man, I put $300 on the table and I told them to do their thing. So how do you tell the cops that?
Yeah.
I was just like, what?
Then this Bama didn't think he was gonna get arrested either. He was acting shocked when they were like, "Oh, we're gonna arrest you." Or whatever. What did you think
He
was
was
happening?
like, oh my god,
This
I
can't
got
be
a
happening.
job.
You don't got a
He was
job
like,
no more.
yeah, I went to the bar. They came to the room. They got naked. And it's like, man, I gave them $300. They ain't $600. I gave 300 of those on the table. I was like, okay. Anytime you said money, guess what, bruh? You're going to jail.
Yeah.
You're going to jail.
It's
You're going to jail.
He should have said he put some Coke.
Yeah. You better off
Coca-Cola.
saying that.
Yeah, it's like, I just had something to drink.
Yeah.
Had a nice ice cold Coca-Cola.
I put it on the table.
Yeah, put it on the
I
table.
was like, let's do this.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? I just told them to come to the hotel. We just did a line of Oreos.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me? You know, do a line of Oreos.
Yeah, you gotta do something.
Yes, sir. Man, I think I had one today. I
Okay.
had like half a line of Oreos.
Hey, that's it.
Hey,
Hey,
man.
man. That's what you choose to do, then you do that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, yeah.
Whatever gives you the edge. Some people need 5 hour
Man,
energy.
that
Some people
shoot.
need a line of Oreos or
Matter of
butter
fact,
chips on
man, yo, I know this is totally off the cusp, but y'all had them some more Oreos.
Nah.
I've never had it. They have some more Oreos.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
yo,
okay.
what? Yo, you be here for what? How long? Another week or so? How long you be here?
Another like 10 days.
10 days. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hit the store. We'll do a line.
Oh, okay.
No doubt. But anyway, yeah, we're catching like a deal or sale on that. And rounding out this week's on reserves, the New Jersey Institute of Technology.
NGIT.
Yes. Who was actually at one point was the only independent Division I basketball school, has a home. They will actually join the Atlantic Sun Conference effective of July 1st. As people, I don't know if people remember, but the New Jersey Institute of Technology defeated Michigan at Chrysler Arena last season, which at that time Michigan was ranked number 17th in the country.
And Michigan's season went downhill after
Yeah,
that.
and Chris Webber rolled over in his grave that night.
I know.
Did he have the alleged money in his pocket?
Ramil Robinson also, by the way.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Mr. Ponzi scheme. How in the world you con your own mama? She did all that stuff for that boy, and then he ended up selling her house almost like Tyrone Bigham style. But yeah. So we take a brief time out. When we come back, we're gonna do our NBA Game 6 preview. Mr. Couch Coach Live will be back.
Oh, man. It's like when Michigan moves into a mid-major team. It's like when they lost in football, they were ranked number 2 and they lost to Appalachian State.
Yeah.
Oh, Monty Edwards.
Yeah, he was weak though. That boy here, I think he's still playing for Panthers, I think.
Nah, they cut him.
They cut him? Appalachian State, them boys out of North Carolina. It's crazy.
Came in there and beat this. Man,
That was a shock, yeah. That was so funny. Because I remember I was at home because it was matter of fact. We're back here on Couch Coach Live. Final segment of the night as we get ready for Game 6 of the NBA Finals.
Dub Nation.
Huh?
Dub Nation.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like as we text earlier, the Dub Nation. Shout out to those guys down in Oakland. So question number 1: who will be the unsung hero in Game 6?
For the Cavs, I'm going to say Mozgov
Okay.
because he only played 9 minutes in Game 5.
I mean, I guess if he scored 2 points, then I guess it's a step off.
For Golden State, I'm going to go and say Klay Thompson. Because I don't think he's really had that breakout game.
Yeah, he
yet.
hasn't.
Game 2, somewhat you could say that, but then he went cold in the fourth quarter. But Klay Thompson is going to be the breakout in this game.
For the Cavs, I'm gonna say Amon Shumpert. Amon Shumpert. He gets a bunch of open looks. I'll say him. And for the Warriors, I'm gonna say Sean Livingston.
Okay. I think for Cleveland, I'll say JR. JR, and then for Golden State, I'm wild card. Your boy David Lee.
Yeah.
Wow. Isaiah Thomas is running out of stuff. Zeke. All right. So in this case, which MVP will score the most, aka which Akron-born player will score the most?
LeBron. He's got to. LeBron's got to.
How many points did LeBron had tonight?
40 plus. I would say 40 plus tonight. But I don't know if that's going to be enough, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
With these 2-game stretches like this,
It's too rough.
it's going to be hard. You want to say LeBron just because he has to score in order for them to win. And Cleveland's tired. I don't care what they say. They are dead tired. Like, that whole Dellavedova thing is done. Like, he can't stand in front of Curry anymore.
Yeah.
I think both of them going to score 40 points tonight.
Ooh.
I got Steph. I got Steph 45.
Yeah, I just.
I think Steph going off tonight.
This is gonna be. I think it's gonna be one of those back and forth games. It's gonna be looking like some one of those Larry Bird, Dominique Wilkins matchups. You know, something crazy. And they're just going back and forth buckets.
Like almost like a game of horse.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, I think so too. I'm like, it's so crazy.
Because Golden State can't afford for this to go back to Golden State.
And that's what I tell people. Like we said, Game 7 is you don't want a Game 7.
No, not at
I
all.
don't care. I don't care where it's at. You're home or away.
Because you leave that up to chance, and you cannot afford for anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I just see it hard for Golden State to pull off 3 straight wins in this series, just everything is going to work against them. Like, I just see a Game 7. I don't want to see a Game 7, but I just see it. It's just it's going to be hard to beat LeBron in Cleveland.
Yeah. I got Steph, the other pride of Akron, Ohio, 45 points tonight.
The chef gonna cook.
Chef gonna cook. Yep. Yep.
Curry Magic.
Yeah, and we're gonna see Rowley tonight with a championship shirt.
Hey, I think maybe the base guy might come down from the rafters.
Yeah. He might be in Cleveland. But yeah. So question number 3: the Cavs win if
Mozgov plays. I think it was just stupid for David Blatt. I mean, that just shows his inexperience as a coach. You play your game as a coach. I don't believe in that you're going to match up the best way. You play your game. You cannot play small ball with Golden State. They're too good at it for you to try to adjust your lineup to them. You do what got you there successfully. You keep those bigs on the floor between Mozgov and Tristan Thompson, Golden State doesn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Well, they did do that in Game 4, and it didn't turn out too good for them. I think the Cavs win if it's going to come down to Dellavedova, Shumpert, and Smith. They have to make their shots. Like, they're getting open shots. They're not making them. And I think a reason why they're not making them, fatigue.
Yeah.
They're tired. And they have to make their shots. It's a make or miss league, man. The 3-point shot is very important in the league now. It's very, 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 very important. If you can't hit the 3-pointer, you're not going to go very far in the NBA.
Yeah. But the thing about it, I think, like, especially with Shumpert isn't known for his offensive ability.
Yeah, he's not.
And they're trying to make him something that he's not. Like,
yeah.
In a perfect world, he's everything you want in a guard. He's tall. He plays defense. He can make the open shot occasionally, but he can't take over a game. And that's that's what you want out of guard play. And then, Dellavedova, he's that. You see, he can only give you 20, 25 minutes at the most to play at a high level because he's used to coming off the bench. Now you're asking him to be a star, and that's not what's in their game.
Yeah, you're asking him to play 40 minutes.
Yeah, and the thing with J.R. Smith, like he's a
hit or miss.
Yeah, if that jump shot's not working, he can go cold quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he can go hot or cold quickly even in games. In quarters he can. So I mean, you look at game 5, he had 4 3-pointers in the first half, and then he doesn't hit a shot for the rest of the way.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And Cleveland wins. LeBron James had to have a Herculean effort. Hercules.
Okay, Stephen A. Smith.
So question number 4: the Warriors win if
the Splash Brothers shoot it lights out.
Yeah.
And you gotta have Draymond Green, David Lee. They gotta control the board. Get Andrew Bogut in the game again. I mean, something. Yeah. They gotta be able to keep Tristan Thompson off those boards because he's killing them on the offensive rebounds. And just they gotta watch when they switch. Stop switching so far out. I mean, I understand that's what you have to do because they give up size to Cleveland, but they gotta be smart on those pick and roll defenses and keep those guys off the boards and hit their threes and make their free throws tonight.
Yeah, you have to make your free throws. You gotta make your free throws more.
Shout out to Andre Iguodala.
I think the Warriors win if they just control the pace. The thing is, the Warriors, if they score 100 points in this series, they won. If they don't score 100 points, they haven't won. If they control the pace of the game tonight or whatever, I think that Cleveland can't run with them. Cleveland needs a grinded out slow game. Whatever. If they force Cleveland into like their game, Cleveland's gonna wear out in the second half at some point or whatever. And hate to say it, but there's gonna be a celebration in Cleveland, and their home team is not gonna be doing it.
So that rounds out our final question: who you got winning tonight? Let me write it down, everybody.
Well, me, my head says Cleveland, the heart says Golden State. I think in one of these game 6s, Golden State just has to win. So I'm gonna pick Golden State just to knock it off because you don't want to see game 7.
Score
105, 103.
Ooh, close game. LeBron misses a game-winning shot at the buzzer.
No, Curry hits the game winner.
Ooh, the king of Akron.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the real king of Akron.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna play that storyline now if he wins that. Because like before this series, I had no idea Curry was more than Akron.
Yeah, I found that out as well.
Yeah, so I knew they were going to the same hospital or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I knew about that, but it was just ancillary information. Yeah.
I have no confidence. Game 4, Game 5, I was pretty sure Golden State was winning. I think it's a toss-up. I'm going to go with Golden State because I don't think they need a Game 7. I'm going to say Golden State 102, Cleveland 91.
Okay, well, guess we all going to agree in unison. Break out the champagne, Oakland. Rick Barry, Lil B, Al Idols. Everybody. Jamal Wilkes.
Yeah.
Hey, Golden State's gonna win this game, and I think I think it's gonna be a blowout.
Yeah, and
I think this is gonna
something about those game 6s and blowouts.
I think this is gonna be a 115-91.
Yeah, you called it last blowout.
Yeah, you called it last blowout.
So, hey, I look at it like this.
The Cleveland curse is still real.
Cleveland curse. I would love to give them the curse.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lil B. I mean, I'm telling you, no more cooking.
Yeah.
No more cooking in NBA team. Do not cook in the pool. Don't do any of that stuff. It's nothing but a full-fledged, it's not going to happen. So, final words, fellas. We got about 1 minute and 30 seconds.
I'm just ready for training camp. Shout out to OTA, mandatory. Training camp started this week for the Eagles. So. Also, the Eagles signed Hot Wheels, Jared Wheeler to replace Evan Mathis.
Ooh.
All right, well, yeah. If this is the last basketball game, this concludes like the best time of the year for me. I would really love April to this part of June. Mm-hmm. You have the Stanley Cup playoffs going on. Yeah. You have the NBA playoffs going on at the same time. Yeah. But Now comes sports depression for like a month until training camp.
Yeah, and then we'll do our NFL previews in July, so we'll get that all squared away.
This is when Sports Center is worse. You're just waiting for some kind of sports scandal.
Yeah.
Because it's all baseball and track and field.
Yeah.
And and especially for the show wise, I think it'll be a very interesting time.
Yeah.
We'll be coming up on a 1 year anniversary coming up soon. So that, and then and like you said, the Redskins would start our road to Santa Clara on July 30th at the Washington Redskins training facility at the beautiful on the corner of Lee and the corner of DMV Drive.
Where are they having the draft at this year?
NBA?
No, the NFL draft. The NFL draft. In 2016, next year.
I think they have a
Yeah, they're gonna start the road to like another like.
Oh yeah, but
see, but the thing about him going to Santa Clara, he hasn't clarified that yes, PS4 or Xbox One.
3 seconds left. So this is Couch Coach Live. We're gonna see you next week. It's always a road to Santa Clara, man. I don't care what nobody says. It's always a road somewhere.
I'm just glad that there's parity in the NFL. Because just like in basketball, like late in the 90s, you knew it was the West. The West was going to win something. If it wasn't Michael Jordan, it was going to be the West.
Yeah.
It was just like, you had like 3 or 4 60-win teams in the West. Like, never have you ever seen a team win 60 games and then 4th seed.